Hey guys, it's Alex, and I'll be giving you my Prestige 1 review of Black Ops Cold War. I'll be making one of these every time I Prestige in Cold War, so I hope you stay around and enjoy all of them. So, my opinion is coming solely from the 13 hours I played in multiplayer, and it's just gonna touch up on multiplayer. I haven't played campaign or zombies yet, so this is a solely multiplayer review. So this will be in no order, but let's start off with the content in the game, right? To start off with, there's only 8 6v6 maps in 3 war maps or combined arms maps, and that's really low. I think that's the lowest it's ever been for on starting day or selling day for Call of Duty. So it's really difficult for me to evaluate this because Treyarch got the game or started making the game halfway through their dev cycle. So I give them leeway with this. You know, I think they made a great product for only a year and a half of time, but it is kind of disappointing, to pay $60 for kind of the lowest amount of content in a game. But you know what? I'll give them the leeway, especially because it's Treyarch. Treyarch makes the best Call of Duties in my opinion. So I think the content for now is not the best, but they have said that they're going to be coming out with the Game Pass in December, which is about like 20 days away from me, like so in like 3 weeks, and they're going to be releasing like 4, if not 5 new maps, including Nuketown. So I think the content's not the biggest problem. I think we'll just survive this early month of the Call of Duty life cycle, and then it's gonna get a lot better. So the next thing I want to touch up on is the gun balance. And as of right now, which is 2 weeks after the release of the game, everything's pretty equal. There's not one super overpowering gun. Sure, there are like overpowering weapons such as the MP5, but everyone's still using different guns. Everyone's still experimenting. I don't know if that's the honeymoon phase of Call of Duty since it just released, but it's not where you go into one lobby and everyone's using the same gun. There's a good variety, and I think right now gun balance is really, really good. One thing I want to add on real quick is that the shotguns are really inconsistent, and I think it's due to the design of like how Treyarch made shotguns with like the pellet formations being randomized. You know, it's not a consistent pattern of the pellets being shot out. So I think they should change that. I don't know if it like can be changed after the game released, obviously since it's already released, but yeah, shotguns are really hit or miss due to the randomization of the pellets. Just want to throw that in real quick. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the hit registration. And this is a real hit or miss for me because let's say like I'm not sure how to judge it, because on my end with my internet, my hit registration is not awful. So the only time I really notice it where it seems like my bullets don't hit is with the snipers, and I don't know if that's me not learning the velocity of the bullets yet for those snipers I'm using, because I've only played 12 hours into the game, but so I think it'll be improved the more I play with them. But there's some instances where hit registration just goes out the window, and I'll put them in the background for you, like here. So as you can see from this clip on Cartel, I get damaged and even killed through a teammate's body while enemies trying to shooting at us, and at least 4 to 5 bullets go through my teammate, and one of them connects with me, damaging me. And I'm not sure if this is something on his end, because this has never happened to me where the bullets go right through my enemy. So I don't know if this is a one-time thing, but it's concerning. Let's put it like that. Another great example is this miss on Crossroads. As you can see, I slowed it down and zoomed it in for you, and my crosshair's perfectly in the middle of his head. I shoot, and I don't get a headshot or a kill for it. So I think it's really, I don't know what to call it, because these instances happen once every 5 games, once 10 games. There's only few incidents of me coming up and seeing, like, realizing, like, hey, that should have hit, or what just happened there. So it's a thing that I believe Treyarch has to really look forward to, or like look into fixing, because if hit registration isn't perfect, it's really gonna become, it's gonna snowball into this big thing later on in the game. So the next thing I want to talk about is score streaks. And honestly, there's not much for me to talk about besides I think they're fine. They're not overpowered, they're not underpowered. I think they get taken out of the air at a right time. Not everyone shoots at them with their overpowered barrels. I think, if you get a long, big score streak like AC 130, it stays up in the air for, pretty much the entire life. I don't see them being called in and immediately taken down. Only thing I don't like is kind of the system overall, where, if you call in a UAV or a lightning strike, you have to wait, I think, 40 seconds or maybe even a minute to start gaining XP for the next, or score for the next one. Because if you get any score between when you called it in and before that timer is done, you won't get anything towards it. But that's more the system rather than score streaks. So score streaks, I think they're fine. They're perfect for now, in matter speaking. One thing I think that goes under the radar is the progression system. And for me, that's a big part of Call of Duty. If you have to grind 100 levels just to restart, and you don't get anything good at the end of the 100 levels, why even play the game? Like, why even grind for this horrible reward at the end? But with Cold War, you get to the first 55 levels, your prestige, you get a prestige key, which I'm not sure what's used yet, because there is no prestige key store yet, Treyarch. But you don't get reset immediately, and you continue playing without capping your level at 55, and I think that's really good. Also, to piggyback on this is the gun levels and the gun camos. You could go all the way up to like level 56, I think, with guns, and I haven't even maxed out a gun yet after 12 hours of playing, and I haven't even like begun to get all the camos for the game, for all the guns yet. I imagine getting like diamonds for one category is going to be insane this game, because there's like at least 25, if not more, camos for each individual gun, excluding the gold, diamond, and plasma, or I think it's called dark matter. But I think that's amazing. They did really great, and it's not really incorporated with this, but the combat record is also amazing to keep track with your progression. I guess it's kind of connected there. It's fantastic. I think it's almost as good as like Black Ops 1, if not even better. And I think Treyarch knocked it out of the park with these three categories: progression, the camos, and the combat record. Like 11 out of 10. Amazing.